More than 50 million are under extreme weather warnings as Henri closes in on the Northeast. Henri's anticipated landfall on Long Island or southern New England late Sunday morning or early in the afternoon is expected to pose risks to much of the surrounding area. And even if it doesn't hit those areas as a hurricane, it will be dangerous enough to bring damaging winds and storm surges that threaten to bring down trees and power lines along with major flooding. Henri is about 50 miles southeast of Montauk Point, New York, with 70 miles per hour sustained winds, according to the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. A hurricane has winds of 74 miles per hour or higher. A hurricane warning was in effect for much of the Long Island coast along with parts of Connecticut and Massachusetts and Block Island. A combination of storm surge warnings and watches were in place for much of Long Island and the Massachusetts coastline, the NHC said. A storm surge warning means there is a danger of life-threatening inundation from rising water moving inland from the coastline. The combination of a dangerous storm surge and the tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland from the shoreline, NHC forecasters said. A hurricane landfall in the region would be rare. Long Island has not had a direct hurricane hit since Gloria in 1985. New England last saw a hurricane landfall with Hurricane Bob in 1991. Superstorm Sandy made landfall in New Jersey in 2012 with hurricane-force winds and devastated swaths of the Northeast, though it was a post-tropical cyclone when it came ashore. Tropical weather warnings in the Northeast. The warnings mean these conditions are expected within 24 hours. In Connecticut, mandatory evacuations were ordered for the coastal towns of Guilford and Branford, according to a tweet from State Rep. Sean Scanlon. If you live in a coastal, low-lying, or area prone to historic flooding due in Guilford, evacuate now. If you live in Zone 1 or 2 in Branford, evacuate by 9 p.m., Scanlon wrote.
Please take this seriously. The National Guard in New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut and Rhode Island was also activated or otherwise poised ahead of the storm to help with any rescues, cleanup and other support, officials said. Central Park sees record rain. In Manhattan, Central Park set a daily record rainfall of 4.45 inches Saturday, the National Weather Service said. The heavy rain edged out the previous record of 4.19 inches dating back to 1888. Meanwhile, other areas in New York City saw 4 to 8 inches of rain, with Brooklyn receiving more than 6 inches in a 24-hour period. Across the Hudson River, neighboring New Jersey saw rain totals of 1 to 3 inches in 24 hours. A flash flood watch remains in effect through Monday morning, with an additional 3 to 6 inches of rain expected for parts of New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York and Vermont, with higher amounts possible. New York officials closed all city beaches Sunday and Monday in anticipation of the storm's impact. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio declared a state of emergency Saturday afternoon ahead of the storm, saying heavy wind, rain and storm surges are expected Sunday morning and urged everyone to stay indoors if they can. The mayor also issued a travel advisory, recommending residents limit travel Sunday, especially driving. New York government. Andrew Cuomo warned people in flood-prone areas. If you know you are in an area that tends to flood, get out of that area now, please, Cuomo said in a televised news briefing Saturday. Cuomo said he would declare an emergency for areas including Long Island, New York City, Westchester and Hudson Valley. New York has heavy equipment deployed on Long Island and water rescue teams ready to go, Cuomo said. Utilities prepare for possible power outages. Henri's heavy rain and forceful winds may cause significant power outages, prompting energy companies to get ahead of that threat. They are preparing for the hurricane at staging areas, so that they're ready to restore power as quickly and safely as possible, the company said in a tweet.
The Edison Electric Institute, which represents companies that provide electricity for more than 220 million Americans, said 12,000 crews from at least 29 states, Washington, D.C., and Canada are being positioned to move in after the storm. These crews will work around the clock to restore power as quickly as possible when and where they can, provided it is safe to do so, the institute said in a news release.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.